My dad started dating a girl younger than me, so I gave him a mirror he wasn't ready to look into. My dad became that guy. The recently divorced man in his late 50s dating a girl in her early 20s. And I don't mean it in the age is just a number way. I mean it like, literally, his girlfriend was younger than his daughter, and he paraded her around like a trophy. 2 years after divorcing my mom because he cheated, Dad started bringing Becky everywhere. Family dinners, coffee shops, anywhere he could show her off. The whole thing was transactional from day one, but Dad acted like he'd discovered the fountain of youth instead of becoming a walking cliché. Over the next 4 months, his behavior got worse. First, he got handsy in public. Hand on her thigh at restaurants, arm around her waist at family events, whispering in her ear like a teenager while everyone else stared at their plates. Then he started showing up at my mom's favorite coffee shop every Tuesday, the exact time she met her friends. When I called him out, he shrugged. The coffee's good. At my cousin's wedding, he spent the entire reception introducing Becky as his better half while my mom sat alone at the family table. His golf buddies made disgusting jokes about upgrading and asked if Becky had any single friends. Dad laughed like it was harmless fun. Every time I told him how uncomfortable this made me feel, he waved me off. "You'll understand when you're older," he said, which was rich considering his girlfriend was younger than me. By month 4, it was clear Dad genuinely believed this circus was normal. Then he called with big news. He was throwing Becky a massive garden party for her birthday. Catering, live DJ, a guest list full of his business partners and their wives. "You have to come," he said, practically giddy. "Becky wants to celebrate with family." As he rambled about tent rentals and how her sorority sisters were flying in, it clicked. This wasn't a birthday party, it was a showcase. Middle-aged men meeting 20-something girls. My stomach turned. And that's when I snapped. If Dad saw nothing wrong with this, then clearly I'd been handling it wrong. So I made a plan. If his girlfriend could be younger than his daughter, then my boyfriend could be older than him. I spent the next week at Dad's country club bar chatting with men after their golf rounds. That's where I met Joe, 62, recently divorced, charming, 5 years older than my dad. When I explained I needed a date to make a statement at a family event, Joe smiled and said, "I'm intrigued." I mentioned we'd probably leave early for a sunset boat cruise. Perfect exit. The day of the party, I arrived alone. Played the supportive daughter for exactly 30 minutes. Complimented the decorations while Dad's friends circled Becky and her sorority sisters like sharks. Then I excused myself. When I came back with silver-haired, impeccably dressed Joe, the main table went silent. Dad was mid-conversation, Becky practically sitting on his lap. "Dad," I said cheerfully, "everyone, this is Joe." I watched my father's face drain as he processed Joe's age. Before anyone could speak, I sat directly on Joe's lap, mirroring Becky exactly, and said sweetly, "Are you okay, Dad? You look pale. Maybe check if you brought your heart medication." The silence was brutal. Then one of Dad's golf buddies lit up. "Joe Morrison, we play every Thursday." Dad shoved Becky off his lap. That's when Joe and I stood up. "Sorry," I announced loudly, "we can't stay. Joe's taking me on a private sunset cruise." My phone started ringing before we reached the car. I've sent Dad to voicemail for 3 days. I did text him once though, asking what erectile dysfunction medication he uses so I could recommend it to Joe. According to my mom, Dad's been calling her non-stop, complaining about my disrespect. He doesn't understand that I gave him exactly what he's been putting out, and apparently he doesn't like his own medicine. Our relationship might never recover, but watching him squirm when forced to look at his own double standards, worth every single awkward second. Sometimes the only way to show someone how disgusting their behavior is to hold up a mirror and make them look.